Hi, I'm Scott Offerdahl, co-founder of Awesome Institute, where we coach and teach executives to level up their leadership by being more human at work. In this video, we're going to go over 3 simple steps to quickly turn your team's anxiety around. The world is crazy right now. Employees are dealing with a lot of uncertainty and are anxious about so many things. Many of the leaders we work with are asking us, can't they just stop being anxious or at least leave it at home? Why do I have to deal with it? Well, you have to deal with it because your team that used to be great is now executing poorly, communicating badly, or no longer being innovative or creative. But if you can solve their anxiety, you can quickly improve the performance of your team. In our work with C-level leaders around the world, we're hearing universal reports that employees are doing 3 things far more often than they used to. 1, exploding. Maybe they're shouting or bursting into tears or just being really outwardly frustrated. 2, withdrawing. Almost the opposite. They're isolating themselves, they're becoming really unavailable, or just not collaborating the way they used to. And 3, they're just not themselves. You can't quite put your finger on it, but something is different. Well, the root cause of all 3 of those things is that employees have real fears and real anxieties, and they're overflowing into work. They're worried about their job. They're worried about their health or the health of those they love, along with all the other things going on in their lives and in the world around them. And these are real and valid fears, even if we wish they weren't. So what can we do? Well, the first thing is to remember that this is normal, and these human beings are working as designed. They are using the operating system that has kept us around for millions of years. Researchers call it the negativity bias. What that means is that we are wired to look for the things that are wrong or bad and make sure we get upset about it. This is what's kept us alive. And that wiring goes straight to our core. In fact, it's a special part of our brain called the limbic system that is designed to override our conscious brain. But you don't have to be a neuroscientist or read all the research. You just have to remember there's 3 things that you can do. 1, normalize anxiety. 2, help people calm their nervous system. And 3, help people re-engage their conscious brains. If you do these 3 things, that'll help their anxiety. Let's dig in. 1, normalize anxiety. If people are trying to hide their anxiety or pretend that everything is okay, it's actually making things worse and not better. So, as a leader, you can take time to stop and ask them how they're doing and actually pay attention to the answer. And if you get a hint of the anxiety or the fear, gently ask about it. Make sure it's okay to be not okay. And if you're up for it, you can even share some of your own fears or your own anxieties. This will help people feel safe enough to share more with you. When people realize it's okay to be human, they relax. It seems almost counterintuitive, doesn't it? It can seem like if I ask them about anxiety, they'll make them more anxious, but actually it'll make it better. Not sure? Give it a try. 2, help people calm their nervous system. It's easy to think that we're just sort of brains on a stick, but we actually have our whole body attached to us, and we can use that. The easiest way to calm our nervous system is to take 3 slow, deep breaths. Sounds really simple, right? But what we're actually doing is controlling our autonomic nervous system, and that tells our body to relax. So as a leader, you can start your meetings by taking 3 slow, deep breaths together. It might sound weird, but you'd be amazed at how much calmer and more productive your team will be. And as always, if you're willing to go first and show them, then they will feel safer and are more likely to want to do it themselves. 3, help people re-engage their conscious brain. They can do this by naming their emotions. The simple act of identifying a feeling and putting a word to it is what can help connect our rational brain to those emotions, and that makes it feel more manageable. So one thing a lot of our clients do is start their meetings or their huddles with just a single word from each person about how they're feeling right now. Call that a 1-word open. So someone might say happy, sad, angry, scared. And just the simple act of putting those words out there together helps everybody feel calmer and more centered. Does this feel too simple or too weird? Well, let me give an example from this week. I was leading a meeting, and honestly, it was starting to go a little bit off the rails. People's internet wasn't working all that well. We had distractions from children being home. We had a lot of important work to do, and everything was just a little bit scattered. Now, part of me just wanted to push through. Then I realized, no, this is one of those times I need to do those 3 steps. And so I kind of called a timeout and said, hey, I'm starting to feel a little anxious about how this meeting is going. Anybody else? And I got some sort of grunts of acknowledgement and some nods. I said, okay, cool. Why don't we just take 3 deep breaths together? And so we took 3 slow, deep breaths. And after we did that, I just had everybody talk about one word about how they were doing right now. And just those 3 simple things, it took less than a minute. It was probably 45 seconds. Got the meeting back on track, and we were incredibly productive. I'd be willing to bet this is happening in your meetings, in your life. Are you ready to try it? Just 3 steps. Normalize anxiety, help people calm their nervous systems, and help people re-engage their conscious brain. At Awesome Institute, we help companies create cultures where people can be more human at work. Like we talked about today, unlocking the potential of your people is your highest return on investment. So if you want to dramatically improve the productivity, happiness, and creativity of your team, sign up for a free discovery session with us today. Just click the link below or go to awesomeinstitute.com and click Book Call to talk to us. Let's make the world of work more human and more productive together.